Hey, my name is Kyle. I run a SEO company that focuses on building high quality links for landscaping and tree service companies. So today I'm just going to run through all of our process for link building, what we do, how we do it, essentially give you the tools so you can replicate it if you want. If you need help from us, we provide this as a service. We've got everything systemized. We know what works. We know how to get the links, and we offer a good rate. So yeah, we'll jump into it. I don't want to waste too much of your time. Right, so I'll share my screen. So this is our link building page where we just basically outline all of what I'm demonstrating here in this video. Basically, it talks about our link building strategy, the core services that we have. We also do Harrow link building, if you know what that is. But in this video, we're just going to talk about our guest posting and link building service. The minimum metrics that we typically look for is we get 10 links delivered per month that are live on like websites, and we keep working until we get those delivered per month. So you're basically only paying for a minimum of those 10. Sometimes we get more as well. The metrics we focus on are a minimum of 1,000 or more organic traffic and a DR of around about 29 to 39 as our metrics from Ahrefs. Keep in mind they're third party, so typically what we focus on as being more important is traffic, but clients, we know they like to focus on the DR. I think this may go to 20. We typically go from like 20 to 39. So yeah, and sometimes it's a lot bigger as well. Okay, so first step is to gather data and make a plan. All right, so what we need to do is we are going to be ghostwriting on behalf of you. So we need your email address and a custom email that we can use to outreach to people. We're going to act on behalf of you as a CEO, entrepreneur, and all that sort of thing. And in order to do that, we need a domain name email with your name, or it could be sometimes editor as well, and that sort of stuff. If you aren't willing to provide us with a domain email, that's fine. What we can do is we can register and source and register an email address that's similar to yours and use that on behalf of you. What we also need is Google Analytics and Search Console access. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to analyze the site, find out the best opportunities and where we should start and what we should focus on that's going to get you the best wins with our link building. So within that, we will also analyze your current link profile, your anchor text, and all of that sort of stuff. So I'll jump in and show you some of that with an example. So this is just a local small tree service company, and I'm just going to use it as an example. So we haven't been working with them for very long, so we've only literally just taken them on. We just got their Search Console access and all that sort of stuff too. So we'll run through some of that data anyways. So this is their Search Console. And what we will do is we will typically focus on the performance metrics and just figure out what queries it's ranking for, which ones are generating clicks and impressions. So where opportunities are lying. So you can see like they have a lot of impressions, but quite low clicks. So they may be ranking for keywords or related keywords to things such as stump grinding, tree services, and all that sort of stuff. But they just don't have the power or the rankings to generate the clicks. So what we will do is we'll look at the pages that are currently ranking and generating clicks as well, and then figure out which ones can benefit from having more links. So with this, it's pretty straightforward. It's like a small site, so we don't really, it's not really too beneficial to look through this yet, but typically we'll run through analytics, Search Console, just figure out some of this data so we know what's going to be working best. And then what we will do is we'll throw it into something like Ahrefs or SEMrush and just get an idea of like how it's performing. Same goes, we typically also use Mangle's site profiler as well, just because I tend to prefer the layout sometimes. It's just a nice quick overview to pull in some of the top performing links. And you'll see over here their link profile pretty much just looks like a bunch of like directories and press release websites. So they can definitely do with some better links. and their anchor text profile is quite small, quite basic. Basically, they just need more links, more relevant links, more powerful links with more optimized anchor text. So their traffic, they're starting to get some gains. It's quite small to start with, but yeah, it's early days. So we'll see how we go. We got to start building some links, and we should see some big progress over time, anyways. So with all of that being said, we'll spend about an hour or two on this, get a good, decent plan going, so we know get an overview of the site, we know what we're working with and what needs to be done, really. Okay, so then from there, we'll go back to this. So again, this website is quite small, so typically we would look at the content on your site, find out what we have to work with, and if you've got a blog with some good useful posts that we can use for link building, we'll utilize that as well. If you're willing to invest in content creation, then we can do that too. And that's quite useful if you've got the budgets for that, but typically people don't want to do that. So what we will do is we will just basically focus on guest posts and other types of link building that we can get quality links for you anyways. So where does it say that? Yeah, if you don't have suitable content, which is quite common, we can plan some content ideas that would be suitable for the list of targets that we generate, and we'll do all the outreach for. So what we also then do is we do the link opportunity research. So we build a list of targets and work through our spreadsheets and stuff, which I'll show you in a second. So we use a lot of the search operators in Google that help us to refine and find opportunities for link building. And I'll show you some examples of that. So, but firstly, before I do that, I'll jump in and show you our project tracker, which we just have like our plan. And so you can see what's going on, what we're doing, and all that sort of stuff as well. So for this client, we've got the email account set up. We need to set up some things for email outreach, which we are working on. We've performed the content analysis. We're working on link analysis and target pages and all that sort of thing. So that's going to be the next step. We've got access to Search Console Analytics, and then we're working on finding 10 targets and contacting them for link building. That should be 10 plus. Okay, so 10 is the minimum. We generally get around 10 to 15, so we'll see how we go with most of the monthly link building that we do. But we generally aim for 10, and we guarantee that will work until we get 10 links for you for the month for what you pay for. So once we've got that, then we start working on our search operators and finding out what is going to be the best opportunity for us. So in this case, they're tree service. So closely related to that is something like landscaping, home improvement, and all that type of thing. So we can use those different queries to help us find what we're after. So if I change this to like home improvement, then we can essentially use a lot of these search operators in Google to help us find like guest post opportunities. So here we go. So we'll just try this and I'll show you. So paste that into Google, home improvement, guest post. And typically, like what I would do also is just include this in quotes as well. And basically from there, what we would do is we gather a list, we have a look and filter through the sites. So we can see guest post submission, submit a guest post, all that sort of stuff. Submit home improvement guest post right for us, all of that type of thing. So we'll gather a list of these. I'll just do 4 for now, but typically we'd spend a good amount of time filtering through these to make sure we get some good opportunities. Generally, we find like the first few are pretty used and abused. So we tend to put a bit more effort into this rather than just like 1 or 2 things. So it might mean that we go for something a little bit more obscure, what we'll do, we'll just do another example. Operators, bloggers wanted, blogs accepting guest posts. So you can see all of that type of stuff is useful as well. If we're working in like another country, sometimes we can go like in url.com.au, and that filters it through to only have like home improvement. Oh, that's, I guess if we do the quote marks. Yeah, home improvement, become a contributor, and that's what we would do. And so basically what we do from there is go through the websites that we find and just filter through to make sure that they're actually worth getting a post and a link on. So you can see this is quite advertisement heavy, craftside.net. And what we would do after that is we would filter through some of the metrics. So we'd check it out on SEO or Ahrefs, find out what the power of it's like, what traffic is generating, and all that type of thing. So they got a decent amount of links, quite a low amount of traffic. So in that case, we're going to skip that one because we're wanting to aim for over 1,000 traffic a month, and ideally 20 to 39 DR. So check this one. You can see 1.1K, so that could be a good one. Relatively new, so it might be a good opportunity. They got 700 referring domains. So, so let me just take a look at this. I mean, it looks okay, but for now I'd probably skip that because it kind of looks a little bit incomplete. This one here, we can see right for us. Home inside, it looks kind of okay. We'll check out the stats for this. And I'm trying to keep this brief, but we would do a lot of work around figuring out what's going to be the best opportunities here. So you can see 3.9K, 857 referring domains. So it would be okay, but then they've got a lot of the international traffic. So that's probably not really a good fit for us. But if we add, let's just say this was US. So again, we do all the filtering properly. Let's just say that was US. We'd read through their guidelines, figure out, do follow all that sort of stuff. That's what we look for. We figure out their requirements and we tailor articles to suit them, which is also relevant to your industry, and that would suit your brand. So from there, we'd then figure out what we need to do to reach out to them, get in contact with them, pitch them our ideas, and basically work through the process of acquiring a link and a guest post on their website if they were a good suit for us. So we'll just use this one as another example and just double check this. Sometimes we don't even go through the search operators. Another tactic that we often use is just reaching out to, like, let's say I don't know, if you're a tree service, you want landscaping sites to reach out to. Landscaping, let's say prices, cost, landscaper in the city. I don't know, what's the city? I don't know, we'll go to Los Angeles, just as a random example. And so what we'd do is we'd see, obviously Yelp and Houzz are not really local. We look for local companies in the area, and because they're ranking on the top front page of Google for specific queries that are relevant to them, they're going to be pulling in traffic. They're most likely got some good links, and they're most likely going to have good authority. So what we would then do is we would filter through this, and then sometimes we'd also go like maybe in URL blog. Oops. Okay. So you can see landscape in Los Angeles in URL blog. So that filters through to the sites that do have blogs as their domains. I mean, within their sites. So that could potentially be another opportunity, is to check through those, because it means they have a blog. And then we'd filter through and find ones with like recently posted. So this could be, it's kind of a little bit old. They're not too frequent, but if they were a bit more frequent, then they may be a good opportunity to reach out to and see if they're interested in a collaboration. And we'd pitch them some ideas around the topics that would be useful for them and for us as well. So you can see 1.2 traffic, and they're relatively healthy. They have a blog, so that could potentially be a good suit for us. And then we just double check their domain rating, make sure it matches like 20 plus, and then we begin the process from there. We also, if you need some more high quality links, like beyond like the 20 to 39 and beyond the traffic metrics that we have, we're definitely happy to do that. We can do that, no problem. We just increase the filtering options. It just may mean that sometimes they actually, a lot of them tend to know the value of their websites, and they also tend to charge for it, or charge like a publication fee or some kind of crap like that, whatever way they word it. And we just tend to build that into the cost, or it just takes a bit more effort and more work to get published on those types of sites. So we do have to charge more for it, plus the value is there for you as well. But for this price point, this is what we're offering: 20 to 39 and a traffic metric of over 1K. So once we've got our list of sites, we'd include them in our dashboard here, and we'd just go list them as link targets. So these are just some that we've done yesterday or the day before, and you can see some of them don't quite match that target. So what we're going to do is just remove these and continue until we find 10 targets that are suitable. So basically this, yeah, all the ones that aren't suitable. So those ones are not good enough. Even though the traffic's there, the DR isn't matching to what we're hoping for. So we would remove those and find more targets that suit. And you can see they got the right for us. Then basically we would prepare, find their details, find out when they're approved, and just walk through all the outreach process and just make any notes along the way until we get some guest posts. So once that happens, then we add them to our spreadsheet and just show you once they go live where they are, the links and all that sort of thing as well, so you can see what's going on and where the project's at. And we keep working at, like I say, we keep working until we hit 10 links for the month. If we go over the month and we still haven't built 10, or 10 still haven't been approved or whatever, we just keep working for those 10. So in the next month, like let's say we'd only built 9 in month 1, we would then do 11 in month 2, or ensure that 11 get completed in month 2. So it just kind of overlaps and it stays there. So we just keep working until that's done. In most cases, we hit that mark pretty well. Sometimes there's just a bit of a delay with publications and stuff like that. So that just about sums up what we have. Yeah, we collect all the data, begin all the outreach using personalized emails. So we don't do like outreach to like thousands of websites at a time. You can see we do this quite specific and quite targeted, and we use really good outreach processes that we know have been tested to get results, right? So this isn't our first rodeo, so we know what works, we know what we're doing. And the results, like I say, these are just some results we've had for other clients in the past. So you can see the traffic improvements through SEMrush, link expectations. These are what they are. Sometimes we get them a bit higher, and we don't charge. If we do hit these, and we're only charging for this, we're not going to charge extra just for a bonus or whatever. It's just included. Like, let's say, we get published on a website that generates like 60,000 traffic, and it's like a DR60. When you'd only signed up for this, then so be it. We're not going to charge extra for that, but just don't expect those. Just expect ones within that kind of range. And yeah, we check their referring domains as well, make sure they've got some good profiles, make sure that everything's good. They're not like spam sites and all that kind of crap, because we want to make sure that you've got quality links being built for you. So that's our process. You want to do it yourself, you're welcome to. You can copy all of this. It's all listed out here. Here's what we can do for you. If you need help, if you need us to do this for you, we're happy to talk and we can do this for you. Cool, so I'll end it there. Keep it short, keep it simple. If you got any questions, or if you want to talk, or if you want to sign up, just reach out. We're happy to help.